The TVWAN News is proudly brought to you by
BSP, our bank, our people.
Hello and welcome to TV1 News. I'm Carol Kidu Jr.
And I'm Rex Litter. Join me later in the bulletin for sports.
In this edition, Kumul Petroleum enters LNG market, committee set to prepare for Pope's visit, and former Chief Migration Officer investigated. The Catholic Bishops' Conference of Papua New Guinea and Solomon Islands has officially announced the proposed visit to PNG by the head of the Catholic Church, Pope Francis, scheduled from the 6th to the 9th of September 2024. This will be his first state and spiritual visit to Papua New Guinea and the Oceania region. Tracy Parr with this report.
Representative of the Catholic Bishop Church of PNG and Solomon Islands in their visit to Rome last year had a dialogue with the head of Catholic Church and the Bishop of Rome, Pope Francis, where they asked the Pope for a visit to the Pacific. While the Pope did not provide an answer then, he got back to CBC on April 12th this year with a formal notice announcing his proposed visit to PNG from the 6th to the 9th of September. According to the CBC, PNG SI President and Bishop of Berena, Bishop Otto Separi, Pope Francis will make a state visit as well as a spiritual visit to the people of Papua New Guinea.
For a state visit and as a pastoral leader, spiritual leader to visit us Papua New Guineans.
Bishop Separi said his visit will bring peace and joy, but most importantly, many blessings.
It's coming to us is bringing God's graces and blessings to us. So we, the people of Papua New Guinea, are looking forward for him to come.
He said his visit is not for the Catholic community only, but for other established churches in the country to take part as well.
This invitation goes to all the people of Papua New Guinea, despite of which church you belong to.
Bishop Rosario Manizi, Bishop of Ley, further elaborated that the government of PNG, including the people of PNG, have a responsibility to play, and that is to ensure that Pope Francis is protected and well respected when he visits the country.
The government of a nation have a duty to provide firstly the security for the Pope as a head of the state. Secondly, the nation must provide finance for the state visit of the.
Meanwhile, His Eminence Sir John Cardinal Ribat said a committee has been set up to start the preparation towards the Pope's visit.
Preparation for his coming is an immense effort and a big work for the diocese, the archdiocese. And that's why committees have been set up, and we are working very closely with the people organizing committee headed by Bishop Rosario.
Tracy Parr, TV1 News.
The opening of the Mendi airport and terminal scheduled to take place today had been deferred to May. This is to ensure all safety standards are met before the airport can be opened for use. The PNG Civil Aviation Safety Authority, or CASA, approved and certified the airport. However, airline companies will do their own due diligence to ensure it is safe for their planes to land. This has seen PNG Air sending its report to the USA and is waiting for their feedback before they can send their plane in. Mendi Airport was closed in 2018 after an Air Niugini plane was burnt. During the closure, a new terminal was built and will be open for use in May. Southern Highlands Provincial Government entered into an agreement with PNG Air, subsidizing the cost for PNG Air to service this sector following the opening. The National Procurement Commission, or NPC, formerly called the National Supply and Tenders Board, swore in new members of the board today in Port Moresby. Highly profiled individuals from different organizations carrying years of experience joined the board, including Edea Boraga, the only female sitting on the board.
4 new members joined the board today, enabling the National Procurement Commission to start work on the backlog of work accumulated over 3 months. NPC Acting CEO Joe Sapa introduced the 4 new members, including the only female joining the board, Edea Boraga. Boraga is representing the Institute of Engineers, PNG, on the board.
Now, from the Institute of Engineers, NEC appointed Mrs. Edea Boraga. Mrs. Boraga has a Bachelor of Mechanical Engineering from Unitec and a Master's of Engineering Management from University of Newcastle in Australia. And representing the CPA PNG, we have Mr. James Gore, who holds a Bachelor of Commerce in Accountancy from Unitec, and he's a certified practicing accountant with 25 years experience. Representing the civil society, we have Reverend Roger Joseph. He holds a Master's of Theology from Pacific Theology College in Fiji and 28 years of pastoral and theological work in Papua New Guinea, in the region and abroad. And thirdly, the independent member, we have Mosley Eli, who holds a Master's in Business Administration from University of Papua New Guinea and has 18 years of work experience, mostly in the state-owned enterprises.
The term in office for the board will be for 3 years. The 4 new members will be joined with the 3 ex-officio members and includes Chairman Samuel Peñas, Secretary David Were, and State Solicitor Daniel Rolfagaria. Each board member cited their oath with the signing afterwards in the presence of Counsel Wesley Biggie from Henau Lawyers.
That devolves on me as employee in the public service of the National Procurement Board.
On me as an employee in the public service of National Procurement Commission Board.
Board. 2, that I will not ask or receive any sum of money, services.
Minister for Finance Rainbow Paita acknowledged the composition of the board, describing it as one of the best he has seen so far.
If I'm still continuing as your portfolio minister, I will offer the best support I can at the political level, and you deal at the board level. I'll make 2 points and then I can take my seat. We can pass budgets for record budgets. This year we passed a budget of 27 billion, and I think 39.8% of that is capital works, which means it will come directly under your supervision.
3 months of work that is still outstanding. 3 months of procurement papers are still here. We will now move ahead to ensure that the backlog is attended to very quickly. Then we can be able to now sit down and put a timetable together so we can be able to now progress other work that is before us.
Peñas added that their mission now is to excel, to deliver exceptional value to the people of this country through sound and strategic process and decisions. Jasmine Rojak, TVWAN News.
With the new board in place, Finance Minister Rainbow Paita outlined a few things he would like the board to look into. Paita pointed out that there is a lot of work to do.
We're looking at major reforms in NPC, including 1, increasing thresholds for board members so that we don't really give all the work to NEC. Maybe for districts we can go from 5 to 10, from provinces we can go from 10 to 20, and NPC from 20 to 30, and NEC can come without just below putting everything to NEC and cabinet. We have a lot of meetings, and then sometimes we don't give priority to expenditure, things like contracts. So those are some of the reforms that I want to drive with CEO and chairman and your board.
You're watching TV1 News. Road access to Mount Wilham granted, and other stories when we return. Stay with us.
Experience a convenient and smarter way to do your banking with BSP Mobile Banking. You don't have to leave the office or your home to pay for bills. You can view your account balance, transfer funds, top up phone credits, or purchase Easy Pay units wherever you are. Visit your BSP branch today to register now for BSP Mobile Banking. BSP Mobile Banking, the smarter way to bank. BSP, our bank, our people.
A true champion is measured by their courage, their determination, and their passion to never give up and to always keep trying. With a delicious Milo and milk taste and added nutrients, Milo and milk is a great way to fuel our little champions with nourishing energy every day. Because true champions give it their all.
Milo, PNG and Mia. Prime PNG made.
The Toyota JD Hi-Ace bus comes in 14 and 15-seater high-roof luxury model powered by 2.8 liters JD engine for optimal performance output, fuel efficiency and quietness, designed with improved safety features and easy maneuverability for tire steering angle. The Hi-Ace lift suspension and annular frame structure is opted for smooth ride, comfort and safety. Experience the ride on the Hi-Ace bus and experience the Hi-Ace pride. The bus that exceeds all expectation.
He says the best Hunters players come from his region. So does she. But there's one thing that brings everyone together. SB Lager, Buniam Yumi.
A quick favorite meal for the day does feel good. Snacks noodles is my choice for a simple meal. It is easy to prepare and fast to cook. And with a touch of flavor and ingredients, quality noodles that can be cooked and enjoyed in many different ways. You see, my whole family loves it. It's made here in PNG and comes in different pack sizes. Snacks noodles, tastier by you like you more.
It out, has some support. Big snap from Bose. Bends goalwards. Opening goal of the Cats.
Welcome back. Papua New Guinea's Minister for Fisheries and Marine Resources, Jelta Wong, called for increased efforts to protect marine biodiversity at the 9th Oceans Conference in Athens. He highlighted the country's significant role as a great ocean nation and announced the declaration of 16,885 square kilometers of marine areas in the Bismarck Sea as marine protected areas. Papua New Guinea aims to protect 30% of its territory by 2030, aligning with global conservation goals, and emphasizes the importance of international cooperation and partnerships in safeguarding marine ecosystems. Access to one of the iconic tourism destinations in PNG, Mount Wilham in Simbu, is now open to commuters after more than a month of being blocked by natural disasters. A local company cut a new bypass through a village and opened the road for access as of Tuesday, April 16th, to ensure government services continue to flow through.
Heavy rains wreaked havoc in Simbu province, with flooding and landslips occurring as a result on March 12. Roads were blocked, bridges washed away, and for over a month, access to Mount Wilham was impossible. On Tuesday, April 16th, a local company, EC Civil Works, cleared up multiple landslips along the Kundiawa-Gembog Road and also cut a new bypass at Kangrie village, a few kilometers past Gembog Station towards Mount Wilham. The bridge was washed away about 40 meters downstream by the major flood of March 12th. The flood also destroyed a couple of permanent and semi-permanent homes, leaving many families homeless. EC Civil Works Managing Director, Emmanuel Merimba Kenwai, said he used his equipment to do the emergency road clearance along the Kundiawa-Gembog Road without funding because that is his community. Kenwai extended his gratitude to the Simbu Provincial Disaster Team for providing fuel drums for the road clearance from Kawar Market to Gembog Station and to Kangrie along the Kundiawa-Gembog Mount Wilham Road. The natural disasters of March 12 have severely affected hundreds of farmers, small SMEs, and vital services such as tourism, health, and education in North Simbu. This includes Betty's Trout Farm, which is the largest and most successful commercial trout farm in the country that supplies fish for the Coral Sea hotels in PNG. Stephen Dangir, a local community leader at Kangrie, thanked EC Civil Works for creating the new bypass at the washed-away Kangrie Bridge. Betty Higgins, the owner of the Mount Wilham Trout Farm, is thankful to everyone involved in ensuring that access is now open. She had lost all bookings for tourists to Mount Wilham, including all the commercial fish orders during that period of natural disaster. Kamela Guare, TVWAN News.
The Alatau District in Milembe Province has recently unveiled a 5-year plan aimed at promoting economic growth in the region by empowering small to medium-sized enterprises through innovative entrepreneurship. The plan includes several initiatives such as unlocking land and resources for SME agribusiness, the establishment of the Asia-Pacific Coconut Gene Bank, and the purchase of palm oil processes to add value to oil for sale and export. Additionally, the plan also involves broadening the participation in fishery and marine resources, which will help the people become self-sufficient. This 5-year plan is a positive step towards creating sustainable economic growth in the region and empowering small businesses. Alatau District Administrator Wilson Hillary gave an overview of the launch.
We had was a very, very significant one because it helped us to publicize and engage people into what the government is doing in the district. And because we set up earlier than the MTD4, so we had to wait until the MTD4 was delivered and launched in Port Moresby, and we are tasked by the National Planning Division to make sure that our district plans are aligned with the MTD4, which we did very successfully with the support of the National Planning Office and all the other interested people who want to be part of the plan. So we can be grateful now and believe that we achieved that, and the launching of the plan itself can speak for itself, that we have delivered a very important piece of document for the district, and in some sense also to help the province as well.
Allegations leveled against the former Chief Migration Officer Stanis Hulahau are being investigated. Immigration Minister John Rosso made this known after he was asked about the former CMO's alleged involvement with a Chinese-born businesswoman who was arrested in Australia early this year for drug trafficking.
Born in China, 41-year-old Mei Lin, popularly known as Gigi, has been implicated in a number of dubious deals in the country, including the National Housing Corporation evictions in Lae and purported land grabbing. The most recent activity that resulted in her arrest in Australia was her alleged facilitation of the black flight from the Bulolo airstrip to central Queensland on March 21, 2023, that smuggled over 71 kilograms of methamphetamine. A joint operation between the Royal PNG Constabulary and the Australian Federal Police outlined that her Lae-based company, KC2 Limited, was allegedly used to store the meth. Documents obtained by journalists showed that Gigi had attained her citizenship in 2016. However, it was obvious that key parts of her application to the PNG Immigration and Citizenship Authority had false information, which included a document stating that she had attended the Port Moresby Grammar School and the Port Moresby International School, a claim that was verified to be false. Australian authorities further alleged that 10,000 Australian dollars, or over 24,000 kina, was paid to a Sydney bank account belonging to the former PNG Chief Migration Officer, Stanis Hulahau, for Gigi's visa to travel to PNG to take part in the drug trafficking scheme. Hulahau denied the accusation and resigned in February. However, Immigration Minister John Rosso told Lae media that despite his resignation, a formal inquiry is being conducted.
Those allegations are being investigated at the moment. He was on the verge of being suspended and recommended for suspension by the board, and was going to NEC for his suspension and investigations to be carried out. However, he resigned the day before the suspensions was carried out for the investigation, and that it is right to resign. However, we have undertaken a KPMG forensic audit report that is being presented to myself. That report has taken 6 weeks to be presented from KPMG, and also ICAC is also investigating it. ICAC does the investigations independently, and we have no say on what ICAC investigates, and we will be waiting patiently for that report also.
Rosso said allegations will remain so until the conclusion of investigations. Nevertheless, they are treated very seriously, hence he will ensure investigations are done thoroughly before the immigration portfolio is handed over to another member of parliament.
We, both the Prime Minister and myself, see this as a very, very serious allegations. That is why I still hold the immigration's role while continuing with the investigations.
Kamala Guare, TVWAN News, Lae.
Prime Minister James Marape is satisfied with the progress of disaster recovery work in Simbu Province after being briefed by authorities from Simbu Provincial Government and community representatives. The Prime Minister commended the resilience and dedication shown in clearing damaged roads and infrastructure to restore traffic flow. He further emphasized the efficient and prudent use of the 63 million kina allocated by the national government for disaster relief work in the most affected areas of the province. 29 million kina of these funds have already been received. Meantime, Gumini and Gembog remain cut off with over 100,000 people affected. And now to the finance news. The kina closed unchanged at $0.2559 in the interbank market. At Bank South Pacific, our kina was buying $0.32559, 0.3949 Australian dollars, 0.2323 euro, and 38.19 Japanese yen. Looking at commodity prices at New York close, coffee, cocoa, and crude oil closed higher, gold, copper, and copper closed lower, and palm oil closed the day unchanged. And on the stock market, the Dow Jones closed lower, the ASX closed higher, and all ordinaries closed higher as well. We will have news from around, and when we return, stay tuned.
Experience a convenient and smarter way to do your banking with BSB Mobile Banking. You don't have to leave the office or your home to pay for bills. You can view your account balance, transfer funds, top up phone credits, or purchase Easy Pay units wherever you are. Visit your BSB branch today to register now for BSB Mobile Banking. BSB Mobile Banking, the smarter way to bank. BSB, our bank, our people.
Hiya, Mama. You wait time, but me add him special flavor.
Put in more flavor, put in more taste. Add your kakaro, get up and big smile on face. Time for give chicken a great kumu too. Sip, sip, the moo, yes, magic on you.
Magic, the taste PNG loves.
When you're spending time with family, when you've got a big day ahead, when you have given it all you've got, when you're putting on a feast, that's when you want the best. That's when you want flame rice. New flame rice. Wilham, Olgata.
Hari Molgata rice lovers, mi plaka 300,000 kina scaled school money long Wilham. Sans belong you win him 1,000 kina. 300 per lucky line by winning inside long 4 plus fortnight. Sans belong you win a big plus thread. By 1 kg, he go in a 20 kg scale or ori rice. Cut him this stamp na put him inside long envelope and the full name na contact details long you. Na drop him inside long entry box long store. Promotion by Pinis long March 29, 2024. Hurry up na win big one them scale na ori rice. Piani mi long social media long save more. Terms na conditionista.
Beauty is my business, but beauty sure is a tough game. Filters are great, but great skin, better. And that's why my skin deserves the best. So I choose self-care, soaps that gently nourish my skin, resulting in a radiant look, made with tropical ingredients. I trust self-care from City Pharmacy, so bring it on! My skin is ready and so am I.
That's crazy. I mean, this is like military.
You want to fight with me?
This is gonna be a rough 5 days.
I'm Jimmy Smith, a professional mixed martial arts fighter and former math teacher from LA.
I don't need a warm-up. I'm set.
I'm Doug Anderson, an Iraq war veteran and rookie fighter from New Jersey. This is our Fight Quest.
Watch Fight Quest, only on Fight Sports.
Suppose prophecy am true, when the big the fight will come up. The time him come true, me hope when me stop life yet to fight to this position you talk long.
Me must make sure to protect him over the line bring me, especially Malia.
Me ready. The chosen one Benito.
Welcome back. Vote counting has begun in Solomon Islands after the nation went to the polls yesterday. But it's going to be several weeks before it's clear who will be the next Prime Minister and whether the incumbent Manasseh Sogavare can hold on to power.
Counting is now underway here in Honiara as ballots from all over the Solomon Islands get brought back to the capital and other counting centres for the process of determining exactly which candidates have been successful. It's likely to be a long and sometimes laborious process. Observers say it could take a week, maybe even up to 2 weeks, for all the ballots to be counted and all the successful candidates to be identified. After that, voters here and other observers are still going to be waiting for quite some time before they find out who is going to be the next Prime Minister of Solomon Islands, because successful candidates will gather here in the hotels of Honiara for the so-called camps, where various potential candidates for the top job try and convince the magic number of MPs that they need to hold on to power, which is 26 in a 50-strong parliament, to come over to their side. It's typically a shifting, unpredictable and sometimes treacherous affair as loyalties are shifted and inducements are offered. Now, after this process is done, a new Prime Minister is likely to be identified. You'll then have to try and carry that majority inside Solomon Islands Parliament and then be enshrined as the leader. Manasseh Sogavare probably starts this contest, that's assuming he wins his seat in his constituency of East Choiseul, as a narrow favourite, simply because he's the incumbent, and notionally he will likely have the largest block of successful MPs behind him. But there are murmurs that the Our Party may not be performing quite as strongly as it would like, particularly in provinces like Malaita. And if that's the case, then the race for Prime Minister really does open wide up, and people might start to talk about other potential contenders, like the former Prime Minister, Gordon Darcy Lilo, who's standing here in central Honiara, or potentially even one of Mr Sogavare's key lieutenants, who could emerge as an alternative Prime Minister. It's likely to be an interesting, if occasionally unpredictable process. Most voters here simply say they want to see an improvement to basic services. The opposition has run really hard on degraded health and education services here in Honiara. The opposition has made some very ambitious promises to fix them and to improve them across the country. Whether voters believe they're capable and able to do that is likely to be a core key determining question as to whether they are likely to have a realistic chance of ousting Mr Sogavare at this election, one that is being very closely watched, not just by people in Solomon Islands, but also by the other major players, including Australia, China and the United States.
Indonesian authorities issued a tsunami alert after eruption at Ruang Mountain sent ash thousands of feet high. Officials ordered more than 11,000 people to leave the area. The volcano on the northern side of Sulawesi Island had at least 5 large eruptions in the past 24 hours, Indonesia's Center for Volcanology and Geological Disaster Mitigation said. Authorities raised their volcano alert to its highest level. There were no reports of deaths or injuries. A mother who lost her daughter in a crocodile attack outside Darwin is appealing to the Northern Territory government to consider more public education instead of expanding culling. The Lawler government wants to remove more aggressive crocodiles because of rising concerns about attacks, but some experts don't think it will work.
Coped with the death of her daughter 15 years ago by taking crocodiles head-on, starting a small farm to sell skins and crocodile products.
There is a lot of things that we do in Brioni's memory. The name of our farm is in her memory.
Brioni was 11 when she was taken by a crocodile while swimming in a waterhole near their home 60 kilometres outside Darwin.
It's still very traumatic and it's still very deep-seated in our hearts.
Her death prompted the NT government to start very limited culling and removing crocodiles from Darwin Harbour. But her mother doesn't support its plan to expand culls.
And I think that's going to be giving a false sense of security.
Leading Australian and overseas experts have told an international crocodile conference in Darwin more culling won't work.
Culling as a means of improving public safety is not going to work.
When crocs are removed from their territories, others move in.
And then that's potentially an unsafe situation. It's sort of drawing in other male crocodiles.
Experts instead advise more public education.
The real challenge is often actually human behaviour.
and more resources to keep tourist spots, advertised as croc-free, clear.
If the government says you can swim in that place, they've got to be sure.
Some remote area traditional owners want more aggressive crocs removed.
3 people got taken by croc in our region from the last 10 years, maybe 15 years.
As crocodile numbers grow, both experts and those already affected are warning all top-end waterways should be considered croc country.
Understand where you are, take an informed decision on whether you're going to put yourself in harm's way or not.
Wise words from a mother who knows.
Hundreds of farmers attending a crisis meeting to address a severe shortage of livestock feed have voiced their disgust at the state government's response to the situation. The Agriculture Minister had indicated some primary producers might have to consider euthanizing animals if dry conditions continue. That drew a forceful response at a meeting in the state's southwest.
Early hours of the morning, farmers from across the south of the state descended on this small country town. The town of Yornup usually has a population of 90, but for one day it has tripled. They are here to discuss the worsening drought conditions.
I was lucky enough to get in a few years ago and enlarge a big dam, and that saved my hide this year.
In response to the drying conditions, Agriculture Minister Jackie Jarvis has established a dry season task force while ruling out new subsidies. The Minister's suggestion of possible euthanasia of livestock outraged industry leaders.
Well, I'm actually pretty disgusted by them because reality is that we've been asking Jackie Jarvis to look at calling on the federal government to shorten the moratorium, to even see if there was a possibility of Western Australia exporting the sheep without going through the federal government, and the only comment I get back from her is no.
Local producers hope the meeting will make the government take note.
I know they've put a task force in place. Most should have been in place a few months ago. I think they've really known this has been coming since November.
Several motions were passed, including condemning the minister's euthanasia comments, reinstating the water supply scheme, increasing Qatar air freights, and a 3-month moratorium on the export of WA hay.
If they really want to solve people's mental health problems, let us do what we do, which is export livestock.
Neither the minister or the newly appointed task force lead attended the meeting. Jackie Jarvis has said in a statement she is aware of the tough decisions that farmers are having to make because of drought conditions. She declined to comment on the demands that were made by farmers, but has said that the task force will be meeting later this week to consider the issues.
Back home, Kumul Petroleum Holdings Limited, a state-owned energy company, has achieved a milestone by directly marketing liquefied natural gas on the spot market for the first time on April 17, 2024. The company sold 144,000 cubic meters of LNG on free on-board terms to PetroChina International Corporation Limited after a tender process held in February. Kumul Petroleum Holdings Limited made a groundbreaking entry into the LNG spot market with its first direct sale from the PNG LNG gas project. Kumul Petroleum holds a 16.77% share in the PNG LNG project, entitling it to sell around 14 LNG cargoes over the next 4 years.
The excess volume cargoes were on midterm, but as soon as it was coming off the midterm contracts, we went into negotiations to sell ourselves. And Kumul Petroleum has invested 6 years of training our people. Again, thanks to ExxonMobil for holding our hand and training our marketing people in Singapore, and Total Energies as well training us to be able to be in this position to actually market ourselves. This marketing basically looks simple, but it comes through a lot of investment in the relationship building between very good buyers like PetroChina.
The recent acquisition of an additional 2.6% of the PNG LNG project will provide the company with more LNG to sell on the spot market. The sale of Kumul Petroleum's equity share of LNG production that exceeds the long-term sales purchase agreement volumes is a significant achievement for the company and the country.
Also, based on the data shows the operation here
almost can be a model to learn from industry, because the all capacity process here is more than what we have designed for. Hopefully, the PetroChina, this is the first visit here. We surely will be here more times. Thank you.
The loading of the LNG was KPHL's share of excess volumes produced by the project. KPHL's long-term contracts were for a 6.6 million tons per year of LNG. However, the PNG LNG project is currently producing almost 8.5 to 8.6 MTPA of LNG, which means that approximately 2 MTPA of LNG is excess or outside of the long-term contracts. Kumul Petroleum has its share in the excess volumes, and JV partners in the project signed in late 2023 allowed them to market their share on the spot market. The current market price for a single cargo is estimated to be around $30 million to $40 million, making this a lucrative business for Kumul Petroleum Holdings. The company is currently in talks with other potential buyers who will be purchasing LNG shipments from them in the future. KPHL now has a 19.37% interest in the PNG LNG project after acquiring 2.6% recently from Santos. This acquisition will provide the company with more LNG to sell on the spot market, further strengthening its position in the LNG industry. ExxonMobil PNG's chairperson and managing director Tara Chandro recently held a commemorative gift presentation to recognize a significant milestone in Papua New Guinea's LNG industry. During the event, Tara Chandro presented gifts to the government of Papua New Guinea, KPHL and PetroChina to acknowledge Kumul Petroleum's first ever equity cargo transaction. The presentation coincided with the celebration of 10 years of LNG in Papua New Guinea, making it a momentous occasion for the country's energy sector. The presentation was held in Port Moresby and was attended by several important dignitaries from the industry.
But we did want to celebrate with you this afternoon. And it really is only fitting that we gather here today in this spot to mark yet another important milestone in Papua New Guinea's LNG. This year we will also celebrate 10 years of PNG LNG operation in Papua New Guinea. It's a significant opportunity for us to achieve in this year. Since 2014, we have provided over 24 billion in revenue for the state and our landowners. So we are incredibly proud to be part of this legacy this year. Kumul's move to sell equity LNG for the project for the first time marks our transition to normalcy parity selling of our supplemental LNG volumes above our long-term contracts. It's a sign of how strong the plan has performed and how our industry has matured and grown. It also demonstrates the opportunities that we continue to have in this industry for Papua New Guineans to develop new commercial skill sets and deepen relationships across the region with our communities. We congratulate.
And that ends the news segment. Rex will join you for sports after the break.
Start your day by doing the 1, 2, 3 with Colgate. Wake up. Brush your teeth. And smile. Smile throughout your day with Colgate.
Hi, I'm Chef Jules Henow, and this is where my true inspiration for cooking started. Like most of us, I learned to cook from my mum. Nothing beats simple recipes where fresh local produce is at the heart, especially when it's a home-cooked meal, prepared and shared with the ones you love. And in PNG, no meal is complete without rice. And my choice is always True Guy. True Guy, true inspiration through generations.
De Benedictis at the back. They're driving over. This is going to be a try. That was superb work.
Get a lack of support from the ball carrier line, returning lead to steal and pump it to the hands of Danny and Deepa now.
No one's going to stop him. Oh, how about that? Beautiful hands.
Yay! Have fun with your Paw Pals this April.
Wait till they see what I have planned.
What? Catch new episodes of Bugs Bunny Builders as the Looney Crew put their paws together to build and solve problems. Sounds like we've got a job to do. And join Best Pals, Mittens and Pants as they find new ways to play. I know what we can play. Your Paw Pals are waiting every day from 7 a.m. on Cartoonito.
Catch Tom and Jerry in New York every Monday to Friday at 4:15 p.m. on HBO Family.
Welcome back. The revamped PNG Softball Confederation has announced the election of its new interim executives to help resurrect the code of softball in the country. From the PNG Olympic Committee, there was a need to get the office to prepare softball for the women's, as it will be a sport in the upcoming Mini Pacific Games in Palau in 2025.
PNG softball has not been active amongst other sporting codes post-COVID, saw a decline in participation from softball in most parts of the country. And on the 18th of March 2024, with the support of the PNG Olympic Committee, hosted an in-house special general meeting in Port Moresby for the PNG Baseball Softball Confederation. There were some fresh faces voted in as interim to take on the affairs of the PNG Baseball Softball Confederation until a proper annual general meeting takes place in the next sanctioned tournament. The interim executives elected were from the current active associations in the country: Interim President Jenny Park, Interim Vice President Senior Lindsay Pulu, Interim Vice President Junior Ian Sovani, Interim Treasurer Nancy Palin, Interim Secretary Ezekiel Tovia Jr., Interim Games Coordinator Constantine Baez. The interim executives will be reaching out to all the softball playing centers to identify the changes and work with the presidents in those associations to align with the plans going forward. The executives have locked in September 13 to 16 for an upcoming National Softball Championships tournament. The venue for this tournament will be confirmed by the end of April. From this proposed tournament, an annual general meeting will be hosted to elect permanent executives of the PNG Baseball Softball Confederation. In the meantime, the interim executives will take on this momentous task to lead and work collectively with the associations to restore some pride in softball in the country. Terry Longwood, TV1 Sports.
SP PNG Hunters veteran winger Brandon Nima is at the prime of his career, now playing his 5th season at the Queensland Rugby League competition since 2019. The 27-year-old Gumini man from Chimbu has made 77 appearances for the Hunters and scored 31 tries, or 132 points for this year alone.
Brendan Nima's early season impressive form in 2024 has set a strong platform for a breakout season, given the Hunters have remained down at the cellar of the Queensland Cup table since they last played finals footy after their historic 2017 Grand Final glory. Nima has racked up 436 total running meters, averaging 109 running meters per game, which is a great testament to his work ethic and commitment to becoming a leader and a role model for the next crop of Hunters players coming through. He finds himself on the wing and has made it his own after making some necessary adjustment under former coach Stanley Teppen last year. Scoring 4 tries during the opening rounds of the 2024 season again epitomizes Nima's character and willingness to continue to work hard and maintain some consistency in his game. Nima would also give credit to playmates around him who make him look good on the wing.
Yeah, it's been good going to have a break, and some of the boys that haven't played with us, they went back to their local clubs, digital clubs to play. So I think majority of the playing squad that played round 3, we just stay back and do 2-3 days of training, then off for the weekend, and yeah, that's yesterday full day training and today. So yeah, the camp's been good. Starting my career, like I usually play center, but then last year the late change that pushed me to the wing, so I didn't get used to play wing. But then eventually I worked really hard on the precision, so how to learn how to play wing, and I think that shows the first 3 rounds that I played and scored tries. So I think the boys did a great job in the middle, and I just there to the ball. They gave it the ball, so I just scored tries. But yeah, it's been good playing on the wing now.
Nima, though playing on the edge, also plays a role of co-captain, given his leadership quality and experience in mentoring young boys.
5th, 6th season going into 6th, so I think most of the things that I do on and off the field reflects who I am, and to be a good role model for the young kids that coming up through the Hunter system. And that, so yeah, it's just started from training all the way to the game, so I think hopefully they learned a lot from me, and I think I help where I can. So yeah, that's it. Yeah, we always have confidence on ourselves and on the players as well. So I think one of the things that we said to ourselves is to win all our home games. So I think the boys looking forward to it.
Nima is embracing himself to face off with fellow countryman and Eastern Highlander Stephen Nuambo, who has been named on the wing for the Dolphins, which should be an interesting battle. Nima said the overall team perspective this year is to win as many games as they can at home. Terry Longwood, TV1 Sports.
President of South Pacific Media Pool Competition, Tony Dindilo, has confirmed the opening of registration for the competition, expected to commence next month. He is calling for clubs to start register their teams for the 2024 pool season. Dindilo said he is expecting a good turnout as the sport slowly makes a comeback after being dormant in the past few years. The MPC invites all enthusiast players and teams to register and join the competition for another thrilling pool season. Team registration is 1,500 kina and players' registration is 30 kina. Meanwhile, the regular teams that have fully registered are PNG Power Volts, Ankit, Chachowai, Pacific Dragons and Tropical Storms. Chachowai and Dragons are the new teams. The PNG professional boxer Junior Raka has returned to the boxing ring for the first time in over 12 months when he took the ring, Richard Paul, in the Oceania fight promotion last weekend at the Hideaway Hotel in Port Moresby. Raka won the fight in the 6th round. The fight has elevated Raka, attracting new sponsors that would give him the opportunity to train and fight abroad. He has called for further support to embark on his journey. Having a new sponsor, this is likely to take Junior Raka's boxing career to a whole new level, giving him the opportunity to fight with international boxers. Following the Oceania fight promotion on 13th April at the Hideaway Hotel, Raka said Comlek PNG approached him for a possible career development move to Australia. Raka said Comlek PNG saw his potential in boxing and wanted to take him to Australia so that he can be trained by the world's best coaches. He agreed to it and sees it as an opportunity to further his boxing career and establish PNG boxing on the international stage. Comlek, PNG and Raka are currently preparing documentation and seeking funding to ensure he secures accommodation in Australia. Raka said training in Australia will allow the trainers there to get him into international bouts in Australia and other countries. He said this is an opportunity to showcase PNG boxing at world stage and pave way for young boxers to follow suit. Raka called on the national government to support him through PNG Sports Foundation. He has already had discussions with the PNG Sports Foundation about these intentions. He said, "This is not about him. This is about PNG boxing. This is the opportunity for him to showcase the talents hidden in the country." As he aims to chase this new opportunity, Raka thanked James Peng and the family, Sanctuary Hotel and Rapopo Resort for supporting him when he entered professional boxing. That's all we have in sports. Carol.
Thank you, Rex. And now to the weather forecast for the main centers for the next 24 hours. Southern region, scattered showers and isolated thunderstorms. Port Moresby, partly cloudy with possible few showers. Momase, scattered showers and isolated thunderstorms with areas of rain. Lae, partly cloudy with few showers. New Guinea Islands, scattered showers and thunderstorms. Kokopo, Rabaul and Lorengau, partly cloudy with few showers. Highlands, scattered showers and isolated thunderstorms with areas of rain. Mendi, Tari and Wabeg, some rain showers and possible thunderstorm. Ocean forecast. Coral Sea sees slight becoming moderate towards the eastern sector with southeast winds of 10 to 20 knots. Bismarck Sea sees slight to moderate with west to northwest winds of 10 to 20 knots. Coastal waters forecast. Waters of Samari Island to Cape Vogel and all Milne Bay Islands seas 1 to 2 meters. Waters of Finchafen through Vitier Strait to Siasi and Long Islands seas 1 to 1.5 meters, rising to 2 to 3 meters along warning areas. Waters of Bougainville seas 1 to 1.5 meters. And that ends the news tonight. Thanks for your company. Bye for now.
The TVWAN News was proudly brought to you by BSP, our bank, our people.